Hello, everyone. My name is Nepe Obasoge, broadcasting from Toronto, Canada. And today we are back again with our daily political discussion on Nebo TV. I have with me on the studio Mr. Daniel Bakozua, all the way from Benin City. And we're going to be discussing about APC crisis in Edo State, how APC members sued the party to court and seeks Ize Iyamu's disqualification. Okay. Hello, Mr. Daniel.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Good morning from Canada.
Good evening from Nigeria, Benin City.
How is Benin City? I'm missing that my great city. Oh my God.
Well, we are on together. The political heat is getting on every day. As you know, the election is coming very soon in September. So all what we hear or want to or we see now is the campaign of both political parties. Apart from PDP and APC, we are not seeing much of the other contestants or candidates from other parties. So the two main contenders are the APC and the PDP.
Yeah. I think they said 30 something political parties in Edo State endorsed Governor Obaseki. 35 political parties.
Yes, these are political parties. You know, we have a lot of political parties in Nigeria. It is of recent that INEC is trying to deregister some of them. Those parties, some of them are having candidates, some are not having. They came together in one alliance saying they will throw their support and wait for Obaseki in the next election.
Okay, so let's go into this news about Ize Iyamu. Okay, I'm going to read from an article from Vanguard. Okay, an aggrieved member of the All Progressive Congress (APC) and legal practitioner, Mr. Charles Ude, on Wednesday filed a suit before the Federal High Court in Abuja to disqualify the governorship candidate of the party in Edo State, Pastor Usage Ize Iyamu. Okay. The complainant in the suit told the court that the emergency of Ize Iyamu as the candidate of the party for the September 19th governorship election in Edo State was unlawful, insisting that both the screening and primary election committees that cleared him were not validly constituted. Okay. According to the complainant, in view of the June 16th judgment of the Court of Appeal, which affirmed that the former national chairman of the party, Adam Soshomole, was duly suspended on November 2nd, 2019. All the decisions he took during the suspension remained invalid, null and void, and of no legal consequence. Okay. He told the court that following the court's judgment that affirmed Adam Soshomole's suspension, Chief Victor Giadon, who took over the affairs of the party, cancelled both the screening and primaries election committee that cleared Ize Iyamu, which he did not set up. Okay. So, Mr. Daniel.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm here.
So because the decisions that were made by Adam Soshomole after he was suspended were all cancelled.
Okay. The truth is that it is long expected that such a thing will arise. Before the removal of Adam Soshomole from office, Chief Victor Giadon suspended the primaries of APC and wrote to INEC So also the chairman here, Aslem Jesua,
mm,
suspended and postponed the primaries. But the EPN, a political group who
mm,
now found themselves to or call themselves faction of APC,
mm.
went ahead to conduct the primaries.
Yes.
And that primary saw Ize Iyamu being emerged. Even as we speak, the leadership torso of APC in Edo State is still not clear. On this ground,
Mm,
the president attended Chief Victor Giadon's National Working Committee he called at the presidential palace, Aso Rock.
mm,
And the president, reading some portions, said they were going to look at many issues. One of it were the election primaries in Edo State. The state APC chairman was not notified if they will go ahead and
mm,
just a voice vote to clear Ize Iyamu. All we had was that INEC published a name
mm,
saying that APC had a candidate in the person of Ize Iyamu. How was that possible? The state chairman did not write back to INEC. Is he the caretaker who took over from Giadom that wrote? So there
mm,
was a lot of behind the scene nobody knew, but he's today acclaimed the APC candidate. And the crisis in the party still lingers on in Edo State.
okay. So the way
Just
he
as I told you earlier in one of these shows, I
mm,
I told you that the campaign that is going on for Ize Iyamu is just among his friends and EPN, the fashion APC. So
mm,
Aslem Ojezwa is not part of it. Yesterday they formed their campaign council. Aslem Ojezwa was not there as the chairman. Yesterday, APC Ize Iyamu inaugurated his council, campaign
mm,
council. The state chairman wasn't there, nor the executive of the party. The man that was always frequent in talking was the APC fashioner publicity secretary. So the problem is still within them and it's still part of the crisis that is getting to show. I just hope and pray that even if they do win the election,
mm,
that this will not be an obstacle for them to get into power.
mm. Okay. So Victor Giadion that took over power after Adamso Shomole was sacked as the
Hmm.
national chairman of APC, wrote an open letter to INEC that every
INEC,
decisions that were made, yes, at that time, yes,
yes.
open letter to INEC
Hmm.
to cancel the screening and
Hmm.
everything.
Hmm.
Every decision made by the Soshomole at that time should be all nullified. However, they still go ahead and they continue with their programs, activities, especially the primaries, because that primaries, according to what we heard at the beginning, that it was not constitutional, that they should not conduct primary, but they still go ahead and conduct the primary. Right now, do you think this will come and haunt them or even restrict?
That is also the way things is going. I am not so conversant
Mm,
with the APC constitution. If someone can go to court on that matter, it means it's well stated in the constitution. What is normally done in things like this is that the state ESCO, the chairman, organizes the primaries. Representative of the nationals are there, INECs are there, and of which the winner will emerge. Then the state ESCO, the chairman will now write to the national chairman that this was the primaries that was conducted. It's not true news. He will personally write and sign to the national chairman that this is not their candidate for this election. The national chairman, in turn, will now submit it to INEC. It's a procedure. It's not because newsmen are there or the medias are there, then you take it that it was done. No, it must be a follow up from the letter of the chairman. You know,
Okay. And
those procedures were avoided.
few days
Hello.
ago, yeah, a few days ago, the office of the APC in Edo State, under the control of Aslem Ojeshua, was recognized by the court. Okay, of which the primaries that were conducted by the EPM member is not recognized under the constitution or under the control of the chairman of APC in Edo State. Since he was recognized and his office was recognized as the legitimate APC office in Edo State, while the EPM office, whatever activities that were conducted under the EPM, supposed to be nullified in the state. And right now, this will put Ize Iyamu in the state of limbo, okay, in terms of his candidacy in the state. So let's see what is going to happen with the court decision, if this will affect his candidacy, right?
Well, yes, but yes, it will if it is now confirmed that because I learned there's another case regarding this power tussle in the High Court. The last time the office of Aslem Ojezwa was declared to be the authentic office, the so-called fashioner group said they were going to appeal the decision. But by and large, they are going ahead doing their campaign because they were out yesterday to see some certain pressure group to solicit their support for. So going out, maybe they are keeping their finger crossed. Maybe they will one day settle with Aslem or Jesua. But if it is a lay down procedure, I don't see them coming out victorious, even after the election won. Because the letter is before the preview of the public that was written by Aslem Jesua to INEC that they were not ready. A letter was also written by Victor Giadon that every issue regarding the primaries in Edos have been suspended and nothing was done. And if procedures were to be followed, a date, why the crisis was on, why I don't know, it was from the back door that this was done, because when the crisis was still on, INEC has warned Edo State that they were not going to shift the last day. So by the time they finish the crisis, the time for primaries for all political parties has elapsed. So how did his name come up? That is another issue which they will have to settle. Is it through the back door? How did his name now get submitted
They
without it?
submitted, they
No,
submitted
no,
his name. They
no.
submitted his
They submitted the name through the back door. It was through the back door as we speak now.
Yes, it's
Because
not through the chairman himself, because I asked the chairman, Aslem Ojezwa. I called
and
him on.
that is where work on them. He's going to seriously work on them in the court proceeding,
Yes.
because the procedure when primaries are conducted, the state chairman notify the national with the result and details of how the primaries went, who will now set up an appeal committee to within the party to challenge. If there is none, because there are time limit for them, then the national will now submit the name to INEC.
Okay, listen,
Hello,
Mr.
are you hearing me?
Yes, Mr. Daniel, listen to, because I called Aslem Ojezwa, myself. I asked him. I said, "Who submitted the candidateship to
Mm.
to INEC?" He said, "It's them, the EPM people that submitted it." So is it possible that
Okay.
that is it possible that INEC will accept the candidate from somebody else outside the chairman of the party? That's a big question. I think
It's
that illegality is playing out here because normally,
definitely that is illegal.
yes,
Yes, it's illegal because they have no right. INEC, a lot of things have been happening in that office of the INEC. Let's leave them matters alive,
yes,
allowing elections, bringing to go on within their preview.
yes,
We all know this. This is what INEC did on this issue is completely and totally wrong.
wrong.
I believe it was from government that pressurized them to accept the name. It was not the normal procedure.
Because
So anyone going to court is
normally,
very right.
normally
So
the
we'll see.
the chairman of the party supposed to work
Yes.
with INEC, submit the candidates to INEC. But in this case, reverse was the case because the INEC official who came to supervise the primaries of the APC came in and took the candidates, or I don't know how they submitted it to them online, not from the chairman himself, but somebody else. And the candidate was accepted by INEC. They're supposed to disqualify him immediately because it was not coming from the regular source, the legitimate source.
Hello.
Uh,
Let's get one fact clear here. It is not the state chairman that submits the candidate like the governorship candidate's name to INEC directly.
who?
It is the national chairman. What
Oh,
is that the state
uh,
organizes the primaries?
mhm.
Hello.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
The state will organize the primaries,
Mm,
invite the national
mhm,
representative from the national,
mm.
invite INEC. That is where the chairman will now have to write to INEC, inviting them to witness the conduct of that primaries.
Okay.
At the end of the day,
Mm,
the winners emerge.
mm,
The names with the details of vote, if
mm,
it was direct primaries or indirect primaries,
mm.
those who voted are sent to the national office. Oh, are you hearing me?
Mm.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Are sent to the national office. The
Who's
national
who,
office received them.
who is going to send it to the national office? Who?
The state chairman.
But that's what we are talking about now. That the state chairman was not involved in the sending
Yes,
of
that is,
candidates.
that is what is going to work on. Then it is the state chairman that
Mm,
submits it to the national chairman
man. Okay.
office. You know,
Mm,
the national chairman will receive it and set up an appeal committee on the primaries. I believe Ize Iyamu was chosen through the back door because there was no room for appeal. There was no room for the election because INEC made mention that they were not going to extend the date given, which if they have not done that through the back door, they would not have any candidate.
by
The
now.
man
Yeah.
suing has a fact now that since it was not constitutionally by
Mm,
the party, it is null and void. He has a right. So we now wait for the judge to confirm it on in principle, he has that right.
mm. Okay. Clear enough, Mr. Daniel. So
Mm.
we'll come back again. We're going to end this show like this. We have a lot of news to report today. So we'll come back again for our next show. We're going to be discussing about another topic. Stay tuned, guys. If you are watching right now, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. We'll be right back. Okay. Mr. Daniel, thank you for the discussion
Thank you very much.
and the insight too. Thank you. So, guys, we are
Thank
coming
you very
back
much.
in the next 20 minutes. We're going to be coming back with a new topic. All right.
Mm.